So let me introduce myself if they are joining you. And myself, Dinesh Kumar Gandhi. I serve as a technical trainer for Dynamo. And I was diversified in my technologies. I provide training with AWS, SF, and VMware.net. And I'm doing this training for last 10 years. This is my cup of tea of training. And about today's thing, about this session on flows, where we're going to cover till what is that spring 2022 release. Till that, we're going to concentrate. And about flows, it just gives you, though you are an admin, if you're feeling that, hey guys, see, look at here, Apex is not my cup of tea as of now. It might be in near future, but as of now, if you feel that Apex is not my cup of tea, but I like to have some superpower what a developer has. If you are in that case, obviously, this flows will help you out. Flows gives us some process automation thing where you can automate few stuffs in flows. This is about the last week thing. What we did is we just went for one simple hello world flow. We just added to a record page. Then we created a contact list and we tried to map with our existing account list. And we have a few branches here like stream flow, auto launch flow, everything like that. So as all of us know here, just a quick thing, it gives you an admin privilege. It gives admin the feel of developer. Why flows? You may ask me, why flows? We have process builder, this, that, everything. Why flows? It just gives you a complete DML control. You don't want to write any codes. Simply jump in, have some DML performation. For example, you may working on one particular object. If you want to interact with another object, don't go for any Apex code and rollback summaries, this, that, everything. Just straight away go there and do this. After that, it has a full complete DML control. It can trigger an email, it can post a chatter post, it can update another opportunity. We have a lot of things in flows. At first and foremost thing to work on flows is go for process automation settings. Under process automation setting, on your arc, maybe in playground, whatever you wish, but I prefer arc. On your dev arc, just click this filter inaccessible fields from flow request. This is the first and foremost thing. From your arc, setup, process automation setting. Can anyone just put on chat why we have to do this? Why we have to do this beforehand? Why we have to enable this filter inaccessible fields from flow request? For backend fields to be used on flow, Mohit is asking for a backend fields to be used on flow. Hemant is saying to access fields. Yep, somewhat relevant. I just like to add few more flavors to it. See, from basically using flows, we cannot create a record or update a record, and we cannot access some global fields that are available, like records, users, and all. If you want to create a record or update a record, if you want to use some global record, like global fields like records, we have to enable this. Otherwise, no need. If to access fields, yes, I agree to access fields in the way of creation updation. If you want to create a record or update a record, if you want to use some global fields, enable this. Somewhere around your flows won't trigger any errors, but the updation and creation of records, you may not do it. If it is a case, please scroll back and check this particular step. If it is proper, it will work fine. If it is not proper, if it is unchecked, might be unchecked by default, maybe some other settings collapsed. So if you have some issues with creating record, updating record, using flows, check this. So on beforehand, it's a better practice. Whenever you create a new arc, just jump in, go to process automation setting, enable this. So we can design our flow as we want. You want it? Then in flows, last week we saw about a screen flow, a record trigger flow, a screen flow and record trigger flow, and few more elements of flows. The difference between this particular screen, please focus, screen flow and a record trigger flow, schedule trigger flow, platform triggered flow, auto launched flow. We can split into two things, screen flow and auto launch flow. That's it. Screen flow has only the screen flows core, and auto launch flow, where you can have a record triggered flow, scheduled triggered flow, platform triggered flow, auto launch flow. All the things falls in the auto launch flow. I'll tell you the exact difference. If user want to provide some input, if user want to click a button, something like that. If he interacts, if you have an user interaction and you want to add this flow to the particular record page, if the two conditions are there, if the user want to interact with the flow and you want to manually add a flow to a record page, take a scenario like this, contact list. Last week we have worked now the contact feed. So get the records, check for duplicates, and then create records, debug it, so first name, last name, mail, some user interaction is happening. So that time we go for the screen flow. And another important thing is you want to add this to a record page. You want to add this to the record page by editing like this, adding a component of flows and choosing a proper flow. I hope you can refer past week thing if you have some doubts. How to add this, how to edit this. Like this. So This is about the screen flow. After that, a record trigger flow. This is an auto launch flow. You don't want to add. You can skip the our previous step. We are going for one particular object. Within that object, we selected one record. We just added the page. Skip that part. It is auto launched. As soon as you create the flow, you have any number of flows. You can see these four are screen flows. You won't add it. But here, account name update. Whenever you save one record to an account object, it will be updated. You can see it is an auto launch flow. We created a record trigger flow that also falls in the auto launch flow. Meaning is it is auto launched. You don't want to trigger. There is no triggering point at all. If you activate that, it will be auto launched. And in record, we have before save and after save. After that, we have few elements. Screen, that is to design a screen to interact with the user. Action, it can perform any number of actions. It can trigger an Apex class, it can trigger an email, it can trigger some notifications, like this kind of actions to be done. Subflow, you design one flow. There is nothing called workflow and screen flow. In flows, we have screen flow and auto launch flow. That's it. Subflow, design one flow that will be incorporated within that flow. One flow may be incorporated with another flows. You don't want to bulkify your code. To reduce that, you can create a subflow. And assignment, decision, looping, sorting. This makes flows a lot of difference. A DML thing. Create record, update record, get record, find, and roll back. This DML makes this flow wonderful. We not part by part we doesn't see, but depends on our umbrella category we used here and there few features. And you have some auto layout and frame. Anyway is fine. Right. No, Hassan Chauhan is saying, I tried one flow but getting a below error, unhandled fault. You can fix it with the help of there is two possibilities there. Either your flow is inactivated. You may have a number of versions of flows. You are working with some other version of flow that is not appropriate to this. And this will cover using exception handling. I'll cover this topic. How to get the proper error message, why it is happening, while exception handling. Fine. Now, screen flow is done, record flow is done. Now it's time to get into scheduled trigger flow. What is a scheduled trigger flow? I'll tell you. Every day by 5 o'clock, your manager wants some updates from you. Whether you do it or not, it will automatically fetch data from your org and push it to your manager. And if you have some subordinates, reportees, you are pushing some data to your everyday file. Then, okay, now how to do that at specific time, at specific frequency of record, we have to do that. It's just a scheduled trigger flow. At which time, what time, that and all will decide, and how the mail has to be sent. We'll decide one by one. So last week and all, what we did is we have just taken some custom object and standard fields. We are using, sorry, we just using some standard objects and standard fields. Now we like to change a bit. What if I want to work with some custom object or custom field that can be inherited with flows? Take a scenario. I want to add some values to the pick list of case object. I want to add some values to the pick list of case object. So how we do, I'll repeat, I want to add some values in the pick list of status in a case object. So how I do? Okay, by adding the values fields in relationship of case object. I'll go to this object manager. I'll take, since I said it is a case object, I'll go for case. After that, as you said, it's fields and relationship. Already, I do have some status pick list. Some status pick list. I want to modify it, or else I want to change it to some other. So go to change status. Here you have pick list values. I went to my case object. Within that, I selected fields and relationship as you said. Then I have some case status pick list values. I'll keep new. I'll keep working. This I'll change escalated as verified. Then I'll add another pick list value as default. So we just edited uh, one value and we just added another value. Now this becomes custom. Uh, though it's a standard object, I have made few changes as per our convenience. Rolling back to flows. Have a scheduled triggered flow. I want to set a schedule. I'll make it as Sunday. every day morning, maybe around our time is 10. We can complete by 10:15 max. 10:15. Do I want to send daily or weekly or only once? This completely depends on us. I want status on daily basis. I want some updates. Now, from today, every day morning 10:15 a.m., a flow is triggered. If you make whatever, for an example, if the case status is closed one, it will gather all the records of closed one, push it to that account owner, like that. Imagine. So every day by 10:15, this flow will be triggered automatically. You don't want to do anything. Choose object. Here I'm not going to do it. It's optional, but if you want, we can do it. Now, I want to gather all the records of case. So I want to gather in the flow. I want to gather all the records of case object. So what I do now, which component I want to select, which element I want to select. Get records. Exactly. I'll go for get records. I'm going to gather the records of, we change that now, verified cases. All verified cases. Now, the object I'll be going to work is case. So I'll select case. Nothing difference. Either you can do this way or that way. Completely depends on how you work. Case, object, and conditions, or I'm going to select all my case object status. Verify. So on our case object, we edited our pick list now. The pick list values is reflecting here. Verified, deferred, you can see here. I'm going to get all the records of the case object whose values of status is verified. If the status is verified in a particular case of the record, we'll select that. I'm going to select all the records. I'll just select, I'll just choose the field. You take care of everything. If you want to assign it to another variable, if you want to use it in near future, you can go for this. But what I do now is, hey, yeah, look at here. I just choose the fields. You do whatever you want. Field is status. So bringing in the data, putting in that particular record ID, those and all things, Salesforce, you take care. I want this particular status. That's it. So under get record, I have given a label. I have selected an object. The condition is when the value is verified, when the status is equals to verified, take all the records, uh, focus on the status. Done. So I have a flow on every day morning 10 o'clock. Get all verified cases. Uh, get all verified cases. Now, what if I gather all the records? We want to check whether there is some data or not. I want to check whether there is some data or not. Exactly. I can go for issue. Check for null. If not null, all our data, now this point of time, all our data of case object whose status is verified, you'll have here. Whether we have the data or on the bunch or the whole, all the things will be handled. It's null, false. If it is null, there is no need of proceeding this flow further. If not null, this will check for not null condition. If not null, and then we have a default outcome. Now, if it is verified, means there is no point of dealing with the cases further. So I want to close that. If it is verified, if it is verified, it gathers all the records from the case object and it checks for null. And if it is having some data, I want to close it. I want to change the status as closed for all the records who are verified. The case goes like this. Every day by morning 10 o'clock, we will gather all the case objects record whose status is verified. We are checking for null. If you have some values there, you want to make status of the case object record to closed. All, everything, everything you want to take as close. So I'll put a loop here. Put a loop. Change. I'll put a loop here. case, and the collection variable. You get the collection variable, first item to last item. Yeah. For all this collection variable, which has all the data, yeah. If I connect the connector, it lasts. If not null, yes. If it is not null, or loop. Now, from the loop, I got all the records. I'll assign some values. I want to close it now. I'll assign some values. Change status, change status. I want to change the status of current item for the loop case in the status. It will take, because it's loop now, it's a generic for loop. It will take one value at a time. It has to change it equals to closed. Done. It's not a coding loop where the iterated increment decrement are happening. It's just a loop. It won't have any condition as you see. Just you want to select the collection variable and what to what. Leave your programming steps, increment or condition. It just like act like a connector. So the loop, from loop I have added to change status for each item in collection after last item in collection. For each item in the collection, I want to do that. For each item in the collection. Do you think now it's closed? No, because we are yet to assign it. We want to update records, fine. Uh, we are yet to assign as a collection. We have to give back as an entire collection. Update DML is doing. Assignment, new resource, It's a variable. All closed cases for all. Now this will bring all the verified classes. Now the change status is closed. It updates. We are collecting as a simple variable. That variable we use it to update everything on mass. All closed cases. Record of, sorry, this operator. I want to assign it. I want to add it, but only equals comes in now. As of now, it's fine. That assignment is fine. It changed as closed. Just go delete this all closed report for my I gathered. I changed the status. I want to make it as bulk. I want to add it to each and every. It's a record. New resource. It's a variable. Just give me a all, all the record. Only equals comes in. All closed cases. It's a record of the assignment. Yeah. Yeah, Bhupati. Thank you. I missed. I tell you what. Uh, we gathered as a collection, but I made a glitch that in this next assignment, I want to use one variable. That variable holds all the value of closed case. Closed cases. all those cases added to Karamite current. Okay, current mind in the loop in the which one I choose? Account ID or case? Account ID or case. If it is a case, if you're doing for whole item, as Google have rightly suggested us, you can do the top. If not, if you are dealing with few more fields further, you can do that. Else, just remove this like this. Like that. So as of now, what we did is, or we just selected schedule trigger flow. We gathered all our records whose case is verified using get record, and we check whether it's there is a null value is there or not. If there is a value, go for a loop, change the status as closed, gather as a single record element, push it back to the loop. Now, as you suggest, we go for update records, update cases of all closed cases. Done. Just connect this with flow. Thus, this assignment container connects acts like kind of that's a collection variable. So I'll just refer this again. Flow starts on daily basis. It gathers all the records. It check for null value. If it is null, it won't do. A default outcome is come out of the loop. If it is having some data, put on loop for all the data, change that verified cases as closed case, assign it to that is we have to give it as a bulk to that loop one particular data that is all case updated to the loop that which case updated to your that in case updated to your I want to delete this is not I made a wrong connector. Yeah, after the last item comes it gathers all the records and got updated. Will there be multiple DM? Only one DML statement. This update record is only one DML statement that updates after last item. For each item, it changes a thing called closed, uh, verified as closed. All those verified as closed change will be collected here as an all closes case. After the last item, it will be given to back to the loop. That all case closest case will be added here. Hit all record, check for null. If it is not null, go to loop, change the status, gather all the record for which you have make changes, give back to the loop, got that particular collection variable to perform your DML. That is a flow. When we use get records, yep, we do have a governing limits. We do have a governing limits. We do have a governing limits, and we have loops on child objects as well as have a parent child. Yes, we can perform that after child perform. I'll give you some get records. We get the records which can be used further, but it's having an object in start element. How we can use record fetched from it can be possible. Okay, this we have to roll back to this particular use case probably where we used our flow with get records. You can we gathered using get record now. This particular flow. Here you can try it for that. Here you can try for that. Use some assignment variables. This is our lost contact list that we use get record values now. Yep, record ID. With the help of that, you can make some decisions. Yes, what I'm saying is you have to create a variable. We created a variable here now. Like we have created a variable here like in the all cases. Now instead of that, so not here. Instead of that, you choose fields and assign values. You use your record ID and map your account ID with that. Here is an option. Fine. Now I save this. Change. Just I instead of description, I'm giving a full name for my end definition. Verify. I saved. I activate. Now this we can't run every day. Daily next date by 10, 15 only it will run. If it is a case, how come I check it? If it is a case, how come I check it? Is it scheduled there or not? Is that scheduled there or not? Go to your setup and search it as scheduled jobs. The jobs. Next scheduled on 6th, but I didn't update my time over here, so it's showing the correct time. This way it works. Schedule. You want to change the schedules, go there and change your start time or weekly twice, or that you can do it weekly or daily, that we can do it over here. The schedule, go to that particular flow, edit that once. Fine. Yes, just change it and you can able to see logs. For that, for my suggestion is use your subflow here. Use your subflow here for fault handling, exception handling. I'll do that. Use your exception handling thing. Yep. In the same flow, if you want to push an email to the account owner, what you do? Okay, it's fine. I gathered, I updated. After that, I want to give a notification to the account user. Just go to actions and do it. Push a notification to the user. Fine. That was schedule trigger example. Next, I like to jump into another thing was platform event. Just for integration purpose. Just for integration purpose. Uh, any platform, if there is any changes, a new contact to be created, just for integration purpose. Platform event trigger flow. If I want to uh, trigger this is record based. This is time based. This is obviously P based. A triggering point is P platform event. I'll check whether do I have a platform event or not here. Why we use platform events? Any idea? Eh, I'll go. I'll go with your integration thing. If anything has to be interacted between your external and Salesforce, or Salesforce to external, or any changes to be happen, if you want to notify that, in that case we go for platform events. I don't have any platform event, so that I don't have any triggering point for my flows. There is no triggering point for my flows. Platform events. It is different. So for this platform event, we're going to build a flow. Choose platform event, the first and foremost thing. That's my platform event. Fine. I'm back. So I do have a platform event. For this platform event, we'll perform an action. Obviously, I'll perform an action. What sort of action is? Take a scenario. Simply, I'm going to create a contract. Simply, I'm going to create a contract. Create contract. Create contract. Value. I give us DD. Is the value, and first name is first name. If I want to include, I'll include as just an input something. Just I'm creating a contact based on a platform event. But I'm just saving it also. Saving the flow as V flows. It is a platforming, so it must have a triggering point. It must have a triggering point. So for that, I go for my dev console. Here, I just execute an acknowledgement. From Apex, I'm going to trigger a flow. First and foremost thing, I'm going to create an event. There is an event already. There is an event. Just going to create an instance for it and storing it in a variable. For an example, this is my platform event. I'm going to have a variable for this. Just I give some name and we equal to. Now, for this platform event, I have created a variable. Now, I'm going to call to publish it. See, publish this. Publish this. This platform event has a variable now. This variable is used to publish this. Now, check whether it's successfully published or not. If it is success, write your apex. We all know that what for we use system dot. Uh, yeah, I'll explain. I'll give you the brief. System dot event as so. I'll just tell you whatever we did as of now. We created a flow for platform event. In that, we said create a contact. Okay, fine. I'll create a contact. But if it is a platform event, it must have a triggering point. The triggering point is this. The triggering point is this. Create a variable and create a variable for the platform event. Use that variable to push it to database. This will publish events. Publish events means it will trigger. It will be triggering a particular thing, that is our PE. Our PE is called in flows. Using flows, we create a contact. We have a very simple PE that is ready to publish. We have a very simple PE that is ready to publish. This PE is ready to publish. Using that PE, we create a contact. There must be a triggering point, starting point of everything. For that, we use this variable. It's like a simple object instance creation for the event. For the event, we created a new variable. This new variable holds, it's like an object. This object, we are pushing it. This particular two lines are going to publish it. So if the PE triggering point, if you run this code, it has to trigger a PE indirectly. The P is called in flows. Using flows, you're creating a contact. We have a P that is ready to publish. We have a P that is ready to publish. That P, which in turn create in contact. But from this P to this flow, from this P to this flow, there will be a triggering point. That triggering point is this. We are creating an instance for the event and storing it on this particular variable. We are calling this particular publish method to publish the event. If you publish, your contact will be added. I'll just add a few more commands here for our better understanding. Instance of the event. Now, method to publish events. Then inspect it. If it is success, show us successfully published events. Else, say what is the error. System.debug error and you can concord things as it is give that a success. Successfully published events. Successfully published events. So we have a P that is ready to publish, and we have a flow That is to create a contact using your Apex. What we did is we just fired this particular publish. Now it's time to check whether the contact is created or not. Let's see. Consent screen. It is not created. So we have a platform event and we use the dot flow to create a contact. For triggering this platform event, we used our Apex. You want a code? I'll give you that. For triggering it. That is the code. We created an object. We published that event. Then we inspected whether it's correct or not. This is one, and then support. Just a minute. I'll do that. Uh, platform event during admin, I'll try to cover it. The complete platform events. Why, how, everything. Okay, so scheduled flows. Then only one flow is pending, and two topics. Few topics are there. But meanwhile, let us make a quick check ourselves. Are we able to do any particular things? I'll just give you a case. Try, try now on your thing. Just try to do this. Create a flow that creates a task whenever the lead is generated. It's a very simple flow. Try to create a flow that creates a task, assigning a task that is an enhancement of that. Enhancement of that is whenever the lead is generated, create a task to that particular developer or if that particular inside sales web, that particular marketing guy. So whenever the lead is generated, assign some task to somebody. That is the overall feature. But as of now, just create a task whenever the lead is generated. You can use anything, whether it's a schedule thing or screen flow. It's completely your wish. It won't take much time. Uh, the time is 10:57. Maybe in 10 minutes we can complete this off. So, is any additional enhancement to this particular uh, checkpoint is up to you. But we wanted to create a task whenever the lead is generated. Try this now, please. Okay, next we'll jump into one of important things. I have created, but getting this debug statement, no triggering record was specified. Fine, I'll tell you what. The start timer is ticking with another 1 minute, 48 seconds. Okay, in my case, task is being created correctly with all data, whatever I have that flow, what not relating to lead. Mhm. Fine, let's check it. Use your record ID version. Okay, it's done. Okay, who is going to help me out? I'm there on flows. I want to create a task whenever the lead is generated. Just help me out. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So create a click on the new flow.
Mhm.
Basically, I have created a flow using the record triggered flow.
Mhm.
So we can use the record trigger flow
Okay.
and create new. And here the requirement is whenever a lead is generated, it means the lead is created in the system. Then a task should get automatically created and get assigned to the relevant owner.
Yeah.
So here in the object, we have to create the lead. Yeah. And
Okay.
then go down. Action and related records because we are going to create it on the some other record. If we have to update the field on the same record, then we can use the fast field update. But since here the requirement is to create a record on the some other object, so we can use the action and related records and click
Okay.
done. Now click on the add element. Go down and add the create records element here. Create records. Yeah. In create records, we can put the label as create task. And since we have to create only a single record, we can choose only one.
Mhm.
How many records to be created and how to set the record field. So we can choose here, since we have to create the new record on the task, use separate resources and literal values.
Exactly.
And in the object, select the task as the object. Click on done. Oh, sorry. In search field, I have just used one field which is status. And status value we can select here in the values. We can choose the value, any of the value, not started or in progress. So not started will in progress will be at the initial value. Just click on done. Uh, Now save the record, save the flow. We can give it as a create task. Just save it. Then activate it. Now we can go on the sales application and lead. So here when we create a new lead, just create a new lead. Method results. We can put yes, that's it. Just create the new record. In a task, it will create a new task. We can go into the task. Here you can see the new task has been created. But I have not associated it with any lead right now. So if we want to associate with the lead, on the at the time of create task, we can populate the lead ID there.
Okay, I got your point. If you're creating a task while creating it, you just want to set a record ID. Is it so?
Yeah, correct. So record ID, we can set it here. So the task will automatically get assigned to the, like it will get associated with the that particular lead.
Yeah.
So this is how I have achieved the requirement.
Yeah, fine. Yes, if you want to populate it, as Moshishan said, like Ahmed said, you have to use the record ID. If you use your variable called record ID, use associated with the account ID, then it will be done. This particular lead, whatever you generated, is assigned to the task. By default, it is assigning to the owner creating. But if you want, you can assign it to another account ID. Use the account ID, choose another account. You can assign it in that way also. Yes. Fine. Now, I hope. Thank you, Afan. Sounds good. Just we want to see inflows. It's all about how you work. You can start with beginning. Later on, you dig it deeper, and you can use any of your logical stuffs over there and achieve it. It can be done. Thank you so much, Afan. Now, imagine. Okay, 11:15 we can have. Okay, Anand. Okay, folks, we'll just break for a while and we come back with just additional 2 more topics that are important. Then we go ahead. Yeah, don't confuse with your any of your admin task. Flow is completely different. Here, record ID, whose ID, record ID plays a major role. It what ID, who ID, and all. It's not matter here. We'll be back by 11:30 then.